How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to give you an update on a couple different stocks that Ark Invest just sold a decent amount of. So one of these is actually a SPAC that I've talked about on the channel before, and it's under net asset value. So this is under $10. It's one that they've added to for a while now, and now they're starting to sell it. I want to talk about it, go over the risks of the market right now, and why this is so different from what we've seen from Ark Invest in the past and what you should get out of it in the end. So if you guys don't mind, just hit the like button. I really appreciate that. This is actually the fourth video of the day. I'm filming two back-to-back because these are two really interesting things that's happened really recently in the day. So hitting the like button definitely helps out. There is a button down there too, the subscribe button. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate that too. And last thing, there is a link down there to WeBull. Now, they're giving away extra bonus stocks. If you haven't already signed up, you can get up to 13 stocks. 2 if you sign up using my link, 4 more if you sign someone else up, and then I believe 7 more on top of that if you sign up a second person. So they're giving away a ton of free stocks. They're actually allowing you to trade Dogecoin on there soon. So there's a beta on there right now to see if they're going to keep Dogecoin. Now, if you guys want, I've done a couple Dogecoin videos. They're just fun to do. There's something interesting happening that's not just all going down recently. So if you guys want, there is a link down there too. You can check out the merch store. So I'll include that link. I made these Dogecoin sweatshirts. I think they're pretty cool. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. And there's a link down there to Voyager too. In case you want to try out a platform that allows you to trade Dogecoin right now, you can get up to $25 bonus of Bitcoin as soon as you trade $100. So the first company that we're looking at today is one that is actually under net asset value as a SPAC, and it's ACIC. So Ark has been adding this to their ArkX portfolio. ArkX has not been out that long. It was in a couple other portfolios, I believe, too, or at least one other portfolio, and we saw 208,000 shares sold today. So about $2 million worth. Now, this stock is under $10. I get a lot of people asking me a good amount of the time, why would anyone trade a stock under $10 or a SPAC under $10 when the net asset value is $10? So if you look through SEC documents, you can actually claim $10 for a lot of these SPACs, and you can actually get almost a guaranteed return. Now, there are a couple of reasons people don't always do this. One is you actually have to wait until certain dates to claim that $10. And I would make sure that you look in the SEC documents because some of them have different numbers. Some are like 1015. So just look through the SEC documents. But the reason that some people don't buy these at these depressed levels is because you have to wait a while. So for someone that bought into this company now, you could get a guaranteed 2% return. But if you have to wait a month, is that worth it? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you have to wait 2 months, 3 months. So I just be careful of that. Now, the reason I think Ark Invest is selling this stock, even though it's under $10, which is really interesting, is because we're in a totally different market environment than we were a couple months ago. Back then, just about any SPAC that had anything to do with future growth, future expansion, revenue growth was blowing up. This company, for example, was up to $17.14. Now it's come down about 42%, and it was sitting at a much higher number than this even before they announced. They were sitting around $11. It's come down a lot since then. The reason is because of their high valuation. So right now, they're not expecting any revenue for 2021, 2022, 2023. They're expecting their first revenue in 2024. And then they're expecting this to 25x the next year, which is a significant increase. A lot of people are questioning whether SPAC should even be able to say that they're going to increase like this. Because, again, this is a revenue growth of 2,400%. That's a huge number. Now, they're also being valued quite highly. So this company is a company that's still in the early stages. They're literally like a space taxi, a helicopter taxi that's EV. So they're being valued very highly. They're not actually making any money yet, and their pro forma equity value is $3.8 billion. So we're in a risk-off scenario where people don't want to put money in SPACs like this that aren't going to earn money for 4 years, and they're being valued at $4 billion. Compare that to something like even Tattooed Chef, which is being valued right around $1.3 billion right now. And they're actually earning hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, or they will in the next year. So you have these two different scenarios where something like Tattooed Chef, which is considered a growth stock and is still getting hit hard, has a significant amount of revenue and revenue growth over the coming years, and it's still being valued 1/3 as highly as the SPAC. So I think this SPAC could easily become a penny stock after they actually go through their merger. Now, another company that they actually sold today is SPCE. So we've seen them sell in two different portfolios. We saw them sell 275,000 shares in their Ark X portfolio. And then we also saw 315,000 shares in their Ark Q. Now, this is pretty significant too because they've talked about SPCE for a long time and they've been a long-time investor in it. This company has also come down a lot. It came down about 4% today. I would not be surprised if it fell down more tomorrow on the news of this selling, because honestly, this happened. They put out this letter much later than they used to do. They sent out this email at 9:30 p.m., which is after the market closes. This is Eastern time. And over the last 6 months, we've seen Virgin Galactic go from a $60 stock down 62%. Now, I don't hold this stock. I don't hold ACIC. I had both of these. I sold out when the market changed a little bit. And we see this with Virgin Galactic too, where they're not expecting revenues that are pretty significant until later this year. I mean, we are expecting a couple $100 million based on last year's investor presentation, but that's where they really have to put some numbers out there. They really have to increase revenue this year. Otherwise, if they don't grow by 600% or 580%, they're going to come under expectations that they set out last year. And then people will think that they were just trying to pump up the stock with putting unrealistic expectations out there. So it'll be really interesting to see if they can actually hit these numbers. Obviously, Ark is trying to decrease their weighting in these two different stocks. They hold both of these still, but we've seen them sell some more of these stocks that are high risk and maybe high reward, but very high risk in the short term. Now, if we switch over to more of a risk-on scenario where people are willing to invest in these stocks again, maybe we'll see them put more money in them. Sometimes they just want to keep it at the same weighting of their portfolio. Maybe they want to keep it at 1%. So if it goes up a little bit, they'll actually sell some of their stock, some of their shares, so that way it stays around that 1%. But with both of these, what's really interesting is they fell today. ACIC was down about 1%. SPCE was down about 4%. Now, maybe they're putting the money towards other investments, but this is not just them adjusting because their portfolio went up in value and they wanted to trim a little bit. This is them selling because either they have higher conviction trade somewhere else or they feel less conviction for these stocks. And I don't know about you, but I haven't seen them sell a SPAC under $10. And I'm guessing they might have done that in the past because they do hold a lot of different stocks between their different portfolios. But this is pretty rare, I would say. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to see my last video on Doge and a dump that happened 7% down in 3 minutes, you can check it out here on the end screen. Thank you for checking out those links down below to WeBull and down there to Voyager. And if you want to see that sweet merch, I actually just ordered a sweatshirt and socks. You can check out the link down below. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video here on the end screen. Bye.